In this video lesson, we will be talking about the structure of a Shakespearean sonnet, and we will take as an example the most known of Shakespearean sonnets, namely Sonnet 18. William Shakespeare was an English poet, playwright, and actor, and if we are speaking about him as a poet, he wrote 154 sonnets. The poet who is specialized in writing sonnets can be called a sonneteer, so Shakespeare was a sonneteer. What is a sonnet? A sonnet is a 14-line poem traditionally written in Iambic pentameter. In its original version, it looks like that. When we want to make an analysis of the structure of a sonnet or a poem in general, we should determine its rhythm and meter, stanzaic pattern, and rhyme scheme. As we mentioned in the notion of the sonnet, this type of poems are written in iambic pentameter, the most common metrical pattern in poetry written in English. So let's see what an iambic pentameter is. An iamb is a two-syllable foot, one unstressed syllable followed by a stressed syllable. In poetics, it is noted in this way. An example from the Sonnet 18. Penta is from the Greek for 5, so pentameter is a line of poem which has 5 feet, in our case 5 iambs. Let's do a little mathematics. An iamb is a two-syllable foot, there are 5 feet, 2 times 5 is 10. So each sonnet line has 10 syllables in total. Let's divide the first line of the Sonnet 18 into 2-syllable feet. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Let's show that all 5 feet in the first line are iambs. You should remember that in English, while dividing a line into feet or iambs, you have to pay attention to the pronunciation of words and not their spelling. Now you can take whatever line of whatever Shakespearean sonnet and you will find the same metrical pattern. As we said before, a sonnet is a 14-line poem, but what about its stanzaic pattern? Shakespearean sonnet consists of 3 quatrains. A quatrain is a 4-line stanza, and a final couplet. A couplet is a 2-line stanza. So each Shakespearean sonnet has the following stanzaic pattern: 4, 4, 4, 2. What about the rhyme scheme? In order to determine the rhyme scheme of a poem, we have to pronounce the last syllable or syllables of each poem line. Let's do it in the Sonnet 18. The last syllable of the first line is day, so we mark it with the first letter of the alphabet, which is A. Another last line word, which is similar with the first one, is in the third line. The word may. We mark it with the same letter. In the next line, we have the word temperate. It rhymes with a date, so we mark them with the next alphabet letter B. The same thing we do with the second quatrain. As we can see, the word shines rhymes with the word declines, so we mark them with the letter C. The next word, dimmed, rhymes with the word untrimmed, so we mark them with the letter B. The same thing we do with the third quatrain. Fade rhymes with shade, oast rhymes with grossed. And in the final couplet, C rhymes with thee. In conclusion, we can say that the Shakespearean sonnet, also called the English sonnet, consists of 3 quatrains and a final couplet. The quatrains rhyme AB, AB, CD, CD, and EF, EF. And the final couplet rhymes GG. The couplet summarizes the reflection in the quatrains. Some tasks for your homework. You have to answer the following questions. Who is a sonneteer? What is a sonnet? What is iambic pentameter? What is the stanzaic scheme of a Shakespearean sonnet? What is the rhyming pattern of a Shakespearean sonnet? And to choose another line from another Shakespearean sonnet and divide it into iambics.